My testimony. They say not everything on social media is real. But this is my story, raw and unfiltered. I don't know how to really do it, but here goes. Our 21-day fast at Dream Center began on May 1st. Water only, midnight to noon. Sounds easy, right? Most people skip breakfast anyway. However, I have a different sleep schedule than most and normally pull late nights. Night owl since childhood. God placed a few other things on my fasting plate as well. I obeyed and did. This wasn't my first rodeo. I've been fasting for years, multiple times a year. But this time, I was called to eliminate Mary Jane too. A little backstory. I used to drink exclusively. Then, in my 30s, during the stressful times of COVID, I dabbled with Mary Jane. God led me to stop drinking then too. It was a big part of my life, being in the liquor industry and bartending for 15 years. I started smoking to manage my anxiety and cope with everything going on with COVID and the people around me. It began with a few puffs, a blunt lasting a week 4 years ago. Over time, smoking became my only vice. Back to the present. The last week of a fast usually brings the most life-changing experiences or challenges. This time, God sent a message to stop smoking, and I didn't listen right away. Stubborn Aquarius here, trying to be more disciplined and obedient on this journey. Some things are easier than others. During the fast, many things were revealed to me, and I gained a lot of clarity. On May 15th, the message to stop smoking came again. I'd noticed myself smoking more and more, and my anxiety this year had been higher than usual the past 2 months. Waking up most mornings feeling anxious just from the alarm. Realizing this, I noticed my brain fog and lack of mental clarity. So God sent another confirmation through a TikTok video. It was time to stop and let Him take over. I obeyed and officially took a break from smoking. Will I ever smoke again? Honestly, I don't know. But each day smoke-free is a victory. This break usually happens when I fast or go on a retreat to detox before using plant medicine. However, due to the increased smoking, I was immediately hit with withdrawal symptoms. The next day, my first day smoke-free, my mind felt clearer, but the withdrawals began. I usually have a lot of energy towards the end of a fast, so I thought it was normal. But after 5 days of less than 10 hours of sleep, I realized it wasn't normal. I went cold turkey, not thinking much of it. Let me tell you, those were the worst withdrawals. Hot and cold sweats, stomach cramps, no sleep, up all night, vomiting, no appetite for 10 days, mood swings, nausea, headaches, and my anxiety went through the roof. It hit me why I started smoking in the first place, to manage my anxiety. Now I had to face it head on. I even had my first panic attack, followed by 3 more, 2 of which happened in public at the airport, and 1 was happening prior to pulling up to Sunday church service, 3 days before my fast ended. Despite everything, I still went to Costa Rica and volunteered my services as the operations manager for the Divine Healing Experience. It was a struggle not being 100% while running a retreat. My body was going through it. I had to rest when I could, even with so much on my plate. Honestly, I don't know how I got through it. Luckily, I had paid for 4 massages in Costa Rica, and those ladies were lifesavers for my stomach pain. After the 3rd massage, I was finally able to eat my first meal in 10 days. One night, picking up food for a facilitator, I met a woman who spoke to me in Spanish about how she admired my not drinking and wanted to do the same someday. We ended up talking about building a relationship with God and the importance of obedience and listening. The first thought is usually the right way to go. Even though my Spanish is so, a lot of Google Translate was involved that day. But that conversation solidified why God placed it on my heart to share my story. If you're on a similar path, you're not alone. There's a whole community out there, and I'm here to help in any way I can. 3 weeks smoke-free, and my body still isn't 100%. My therapist warned me the first 4 to 6 days would be the toughest, and symptoms could linger up to 4 weeks. Dealing with this for so long has honestly been a struggle, but it's been worth it. I'm so appreciative of the people who've reached out to check on me and supported me. It wasn't easy dealing with those symptoms during a spiritual retreat, but I poured into so many beautiful people that I was running on fumes for weeks. My social meter is at all-time low. I'm a giver, but I also have to remember that you can give from an empty cup. Taking time for myself is much needed, and the ones who have been pouring into me during this time, I love y'all dearly. But I know what's to come is going to be great. For the first time, no foreign substances are controlling my body. It's a first, even after being on birth control for 20 years, drinking for 19 years, and now not smoking. This experience is helping me see who I truly am as a person without any vices. I realized how many people deal with anxiety, and I wasn't alone. Thankful for my cousin and my close friend walking me through my first couple of panic attacks. My anxiety has improved, but it's still a work in progress. God told me it's time to heal my body, and as someone who's dealt with many health issues, endometriosis, arthritis, and other issues in my 20s, I knew it was time. In my 30s, I realized I have all the tools to heal naturally. I'm a healer and herbalist, with every book and herb I need. It's time to obey and listen. This is my journey, and I'm sharing it to let you know you're not alone. If you're on a similar path, there's a whole community out there, and I'm here to help in any way I can. I can do all things through Him who strengthens me.